It's a Thursday night, and I'm well into being intoxicated. Don't have to work tomorrow. Do have to take my car in to get the air conditioning fixed. Florida, and it's going to be very soon 300 degrees outside, and being in a car and in traffic and sweating is just not going to happen. But this video is actually about a across-the-country self-driving car that CNET posted. Delphi plans to test its autonomous car technology by having it drive from San Francisco to the New York Auto Show. And it's not going to be 100% self-driving. They're only testing the freeways and how it reacts. And what they're trying to do is find where it fails. So they have a driver paying attention, and as they go across, they're seeing where the weaknesses are, so that they can then update that technology or update that information, and then have it not make those same mistakes. Basic trial and error programming. But in the comments section, the first comment I came by was I love Code 64 on YouTube. I don't know who it is. We are making ourselves lazier and lazier every year because of electronics. But hey, we're improving, LOL. And I hear this sentiment fairly often. Our computers are making us lazy because we don't get up and go outside and play. Our cell phones are making us dumber because we don't have to remember anything, we can just look it up. So we don't bother to remember anything. If you go back, way back when, as the ridiculous part, there were people that were against writing, saying if we write everything down, people will be too lazy to remember. We'll get stupider because we're not using our brain to remember everything. So I'm having trouble, I suppose, the reason for this video is I'm having trouble understanding what the naysayers' problem is. You take 2 seconds and just look around at where we are in the world and how far we've come. We didn't get here by being lazy. Ever. Human beings just aren't lazy. That's a myth. That's mythology. That's what the wealthy and the powerful tell you about other people, so they think they're tearing you down instead of looking at the wealthy. It's always been bullshit. There are some lazy people. There are quite a few lazy people. No question. But in general, the human race, the Homo sapiens, Homo erectus, and Homo everything else before that, and everything else that isn't even Homo before that, has never been lazy. There's no such thing as a lazy animal. There are reasons why we act the way we do. If we didn't, we wouldn't have survived as a species this long. Our ancestors would also not have survived, and we would not be here. So it's just patently not true. By example, you look around, that is not what that's not the conclusion you should come to. And my thought then was, if you go back far enough, to primates, say, at one point, lazier and lazier, this kind of thing bothers me. It's pushing a conservative mythology that they are lazy, them. I'm not. We're not. We're hard workers. Look at all the money we have. Look at our stuff. We're hard workers, but they, pick a group, are lazy.
Hey, Sean?
Yeah. Slight pause. But my thought was, sorry, if you go back in time, just to get an order here, or the feel of it, And now that I'm thinking about it, I can kind of see where creationists would not be able to do this. But you go back to primates, where really the monkey, the bonobos, what they enjoy doing the most, rolling around, eating food, having sex, and playing. It sounds terrible, I know. Rolling around and having fun, having sex, and playing. Terrible. But we went from that, if you give any credence to evolution and have two neurons that spark together, given that, you have to understand that we went from that to what we are now in stages. So every single one of our ancestors was not inherently lazy. There's the whole thing for bonobos to do, roll around, eat food, have sex, and have fun. That was their purpose in life. That's what they did as a species. So when I see people say we're just making ourselves lazier and lazier, my thought is, what the fuck is our purpose as a species that being lazier and lazier is a bad thing? What is it about not having to do every fucking thing for yourself is a negative? I personally don't mind not having to, by hand, scrub all of my clothes on a rock to get it clean. I don't mind not having to do that. I enjoy having a washing machine. The tediousness of washing every dish and drying it or setting it in the rack and then putting it away, I can just do a quick rinse, put it in the dishwasher until I fucking want to get to it. I enjoy that level of laziness. And this is, I guess, probably why it bugs me the most. This guy, and I'm just picking on him, but this guy is, we're making ourselves lazier and lazier because our car, our automotive machine, our engine, our super technology that makes it so that we don't have to walk or even ride a horse or put out any energy whatsoever to travel from point A to point B, suddenly not grabbing the steering wheel and making decisions at that point. This is where he thinks we get lazy. I just thought it was kind of ironic, amusing. Have a great night. Peace.